The Second Amendment has become a controversial subject by design. As a result of the growing discourse about the Second Amendment, I felt it necessary to provide the perspective of a person who is an elementary school teacher, father, and not a gun owner. The Second Amendment states, "A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." Upon careful analysis of the language of the Second Amendment, along with commentary of the Founding Fathers, a clear and direct correlation was made to freedom and the ability of the people to adequately arm themselves. In a sense, having well-armed citizens guards against oppression, thus maintaining a harmonious balance for liberty. It is also important to raise the question, doesn't the persons of the militia need a distinguished weapon to adequately fight? It is not paranoia to be leery of an oppressive government, for it is history's law of entropy. As we see, the Second Amendment was designed to protect we the people's liberty against oppression. May I remind you that oppression can take many forms, and its present manifestation causes citizens to be ultra-sensitive to the idea of relinquishing or altering in any way our existing rights. It is critical to bear out certain information in order to communicate the position of the people who staunchly support the Second Amendment. Since 9/11, our society has transformed dramatically, and the effects of this arduous change have challenged the very merits of the purpose. For example, the National Defense Authorization Act allows the indefinite detention of U.S. citizens, diametrically opposing the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. The Patriot Act gave the government access to individuals' tax, medical, and financial records. In 2011, FISA extended the Patriot Act, providing provisions concerning roving electronic surveillance orders and requests for the production of business records. When Occupy Wall Street protesters targeted financial institutions for questionable practices detrimental to the safety and security of the people, H.R. 347 targeted the Occupy movement. These modifications to U.S. Code Title 18, Section 1752 seriously diminished the right of the American citizens to petition their government for a redress of grievances by outlawing protests where key government officials or other VIPs may be nearby. In 2012, there have been repeated attempts to subvert an open and free internet through proposed legislation such as SOPA and CISPA. The executive branch of government continues to expand its power by involving the U.S. in more military conflicts without the consent of Congress. In January of 2013, the executive office indicated they are currently looking into what they can do to affect gun ownership. In the case of Citizens United versus the FEC, the Supreme Court ruled that corporations are people and they can give unlimited amounts of money to political campaigns, further undermining the credibility of the political process. We see a growing influence of the United Nations in advocating policies that weaken our liberties, from the discussions in Dubai that threaten internet freedom to the UN's new arms treaty. Most importantly, we have seen the use of fear to propagate a lie and alter the direction of our country, as in the case of Iraq, charting the course for sustained conflicts in the Middle East. The torrent of events has raised the level of consciousness, causing we the people to choose rights over fear. So I support the individual's right to own the weapons in question, although I will never own one myself. More importantly, I support the moral cause, which says, I can own one, but I don't need nor want to own one. And this cause would best be served if governments started to disarm themselves first.